Well, welcome everybody. I was once with a guru years and years and years ago, and there was a schism in the group, and so the mother of the guru and the brother of the guru split from California, came to New York. Hey, good. A bathroom, yes, down the first, the two last doors. Oh, hey, welcome.
File a formal complaint.
You're going to witness the first person ever getting arrested at satsang. Hey. For past crime.
Right,
I'm having my dark night of the soul. Yes, I took that money. I was a treasurer at AA and I stole the money from the meeting. Bought a beautiful leather jacket.
Well, you did something good.
Where were we? Oh, yes. Can you hear me? It's all right? Mike, can you hear me? Oh, good. So, as we were saying, so this, it was just, there's always a manufactured pause when I see a policeman walking up towards me. It is, I'm sorry. It's past programming. It's not me. It's the action figure, but he had the whole thing. I was like, I can feel my hands or pointing at Ted. Who's gonna take the fall for the master? Well, shoot, that went by pretty well. So I was with this guru, and there was a schism, and then the mother and the older brother moved to New York City. And so I used to go to satsang there. I left California, I went with the older brother. So we used to go to satsang, and they'd always be saying, hey, if you can't meditate in Times Square, it means absolutely nothing. So here you go. Yeah. You can't attend satsang with a street fair. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyone, the only thing that got old is the messenger. The message never gets old, but the messenger has gotten old. So that the point is in hearing, a lot of people have the experience of that young lion that has forgotten itself, seemingly, and then gets dragged to that water hole by the old lion, because the old lion's not going to waste any time trying to convince the young lion it's a lion, because the young lion is hearing everything as a sheep, yeah? So he bypasses that whole methodology and just grabs the young lion, brings them both to the water hole, and puts the young lion's head over the water and his head, and then the young lion gets it, yeah? Much quicker, bammo, it has the realization. And then there's the end of the parable, yeah? The old lion, it doesn't say the young lion moved in with the old lion. It's just like the old lion probably took off, and now the young lion turned from that incredible revelation, and as it was walking away, the sheep programming kicked in, yeah? Because the sheep programming, there was a moment that it was paused, that activity of selfing, and something got through. The image was direct, it saw the lion, it saw itself, lion. Bammo. What happens is the lion walks away and the sheep programming kicks in, and you would believe in the realm of sheep that if you had such a peak experience, it would have put an end to the sheeping, but it doesn't, yes? The sheeping comes up and claims to be the one as a sheep who had the lion experience, yes? So now, the best you can do in that condition is your inherent nature is looked for as an experience, yes? And as we know, experiences come and go and are determined by a lot of other possibilities. When the real relief and the real reliability is you are that. Yeah. So the point of the message isn't just the waterhole event. It's to follow up and to give us a working understanding, because this understanding isn't going to be brought out on a special day and put in a big esoteric book. You're gonna see what's going on through the light of this understanding. And then you'll recognize the mental claiming of the lionhood and turning it into seemingly a sheep. Yeah, you'll see it. This is the working understanding. It's not an understanding that doesn't only has value pontificating and when the shit hits the fan, it's gone. No, it's an observational understanding or invitation. The mental state claims everything. No matter what that everything is, it's part of everything. It claims it and it forms it to fit its prior programming, which is sheep. Just like in the Course in Miracles, it says the brain interprets to the body of which it is a part, yeah? So the selfing interprets to the mental idea of which it is a part, and the mental idea is you're a long-lasting, independent, separate thing that has volition, choice, that you're the doer of a lot of shit you have nothing to do with, that you're the seer, the hearer, the feeler, the taster, the toucher, the dreamer, all of that, yes? Very, very fast. It's so fast, we actually start living life after it. And then we don't understand that the life we're living after it is an interpretation from it or by it, yeah? And this is what we run into in recovery, which is self can't get out of self. So the sheep can't get out of the sheep. The relief from the sheep is before it because you're not in it, yeah? Your inherent nature is not of sheep, yeah? Your inherent nature is not of thing. Your inherent nature is not of it's more ing. So there's being. There wasn't I was once and I hope to be again. No, there's being. Inherently untouchable by the common ups and downs and comings and goings and volitional or conditional situations and conditions. It's inherently there or here, yeah? This is the beautiful news of satsang. You don't have to go anywhere to get it because you can't get it. It's not that you didn't go to the right anywhere to get it, you can't get it. See, so because sometimes it may exhaust you to try to keep getting it at an everywhere, especially now because there's a lot of everywheres concerning these topics. So you can get lost in the addiction of, oh, I'm gonna go to this dude and that girl and there, maybe do it in, near a waterfall in Bali, no, Hoboken, New Jersey, wherever, yes? But hopefully that's gonna fail sooner or later, but it may take a lot of time. The beautiful thing is you're not gonna get it because you are it, yeah? That's the clincher. It's not like you're not going to get it because you're not good enough, you're not clear enough, you haven't done enough, or you did too much. It's just a fact. You're not going to get it because you are it. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that a very disarming? It just takes off a weight you don't even notice that is on you. Yeah, it just lifts some fucking weird responsibility about something that you're never going to be able to succeed in the way it's set up, yeah? Because you can't get it, you can't understand it, yeah? Just like I was listening in YouTube, they have these things, there was a thing on Buddhism. So they were talking about emptiness. And so obviously emptiness, the idea of emptiness is that nothing that's appearing here has any intrinsic inherent existence. In other words, yes, it's an appearance, but it's a husk, yeah? Yeah. So, and the only reason why there's the idea of emptiness is to be used as a negation of a misunderstanding that things are relevant and real, that we're a long-lasting, independent, separate thing. We're our own juice, and we're not conscious. We're the one who's conscious. Yeah. We're not seeing, we're the one who's seeing. Yes? So this idea. So the emptiness of these ideas is a negation of their assumed fullness, yeah, of being that which is existing. So Ramana says it in another way, Ramana Maharshi. There's a presupposing of a non-existent thing, which would be something that's an appearance, yeah? It's non-existing. It has no existence in and of itself. Non-existing thing. And then that non-existent thing taken to be that which is existing. Because there is existence, yes? But it's not of the non-existent thing. It's of its own condition, which is inherent, always available at all times, yes? It's not something that you can acquire because you are it, ultimately. Yeah? So the idea of emptiness isn't to have another idea full of this idea of emptiness. That doesn't, it's a negation of the supposed fullness we've given everything, yeah? So we give things to reality that they don't have, because we are reality dreaming things, and while we're dreaming things, we lend our reality to the thing to the point where the thing can affect us as a thing, yeah? So Buddhism came up with an incredible negation, not another idea to weigh you down, but a negation of the one who has the ideas, because that's really the weight. The weight isn't ideas, it's the one who has the ideas, yeah? That one, that's all we're looking at, is that one. Because if you shake that, or if you weaken that, it has it's like we used to use in the old days with there's a rope that's knotted, yes? And so there's a number of knots, and let's say one of the knots is fear of material insecurity, or not being worthy of love, or whatever. So therefore, there's an intention to go to that, and you try to do something to unknot it with the hopes that you would travel lighter. But usually, if you get any relief from that one knot, which is usually temporary, it doesn't affect the other knots, yes? So what would happen if you went to the first knot? So if you looked at the first knot, which is the one who's the doer, the one who has the relationships, the one who has the problems concerning the money, yeah? Not the money and the relationships. There's plenty of that here. There's plenty of talking yourself off the ledge, yeah? But this is about, is there a someone who has that financial insecurity? Are you sure? Because it's sure presented with a surety, yeah? And when there's a loosening of that knot, you'll see there's a traveling lighter through the other knots, and how it may look is you're not interested in unknotting those knots, yeah? You don't. And then what's amazing is they seem to unknot themselves in their own fucking time and disposition, yeah? That's not a random occurrence. You're onto something. You've recognized how things work here. Just like in recovery, we recognize that when we're exerting power, when we don't have any, we experience frustration and no one doing what we want, and I don't get what, even when I get what I want, there's unintended consequences. So there's all these experiences we get that we don't like based on an assumed powerfulness that we don't have. So in the admittance of being powerless, you now feel power. And you're now not frustrated because you're not in argument with what's going on as much, yes? Your way has become a little, the big plans and designs have been shrunk, not by you, to a little plan and design, yes? So, and then what happens? There's relief. And that relief isn't a reaction to stress and being contracted and tight. It's a relief before that duality of stress, relief, yeah, tight, loose, yeah. There's a relief from all that, yeah. And all you need is a taste of it and an understanding of what's going to react to that taste, which is the mental activity, yeah. Instead of just believing the reaction to that taste is you may now finally freaking question the claiming of the reaction to that taste and see it as not you. And now that taste is is just a sample of something that's already in knowingness, yeah? You can picture the whole fucking pie. You don't have to be a beggar for taste. Not because of the taste, but because of having an understanding, because the taste is available. We're getting invited all the time here, yes? But what happens to those invitations? They get squashed because of the mental claiming of being the one who heard the message. And when there's a one who heard the message, that's not hearing the message. Because the hearing the message is about there is no one. Yet you hear it, there is no one, and then you think you're the one that heard the message. It just keeps on keeping on. You're not gonna stop it. You're gonna see it. Or be aware of it. See it doesn't mean eyes, it means awareness, yeah? Well, we use the word seeing. You're gonna see it, yeah? In duality, in a sense, it's not the first lock, it's the second lock. The first lock is you get introduced to freedom, and then what reacts to it is the bondage. So now it has freedom to bond itself with, yeah? You can hear it with people. If you look at the vast amount of people that heard the topic of awakening, most of their effects, at least in the beginning, was suffering. Because they weren't awake. What have I been doing? I really fucked up, on and on and on. It was just fueling that self-furnace, boom, 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 yes? And enlightenment was even worse, which because it's so blatantly obvious, enlightenment means cessation of all suffering, and yet the way we hear it causes suffering. Don't you get it? You don't have to look any farther. The reaction is the key. You are already that. What's reacting to that? What's reacting to that is not you, and what's reacting to says, oh, someday I may be able to arrive, or one day in the past I really blew it and I've been exiled. Yes, that's what it does. So the invitation is right in the open. It's the reaction to the invitation that makes it a fucking elitist, tuxedo, formal wear, tons of requirements to you to be exactly right where you already are. So this is the message. This message is disarming. I heard this message and I haven't done anything other than attend satsang since. Yeah, nothing. So my feeling of freedom or liberation is free from the need to be liberated. Because what reacts to liberation is in dire need to be liberated. Yes. But we are already in a state of liberation from that. Yeah. You get it every night when you go to sleep. Aren't you liberated from the day's events pretty much? Did you earn it? Did you have to pay for it? No, you just got tired. Tired of the shit. You lay there. Yeah. Now you may pick up the same ball, but that's a pretty big interlude between you being the center of the universe. You're out to lunch at least 1/3 of the time in a day, 8 hours. It seems to be going quite well without us, yes? So this is a simple message. It's not a message, really. It's an invitation. The message is you need an understanding. Yeah. The invitation isn't enough because you're going to be clothed as a sheep, and when you try to go to the party, they're not going to let you in. And you'll be all bummed out and think I got to work harder and do more. No, it's because you think you're the sheep. That's all. That's true compassion. To let the sheep in would fuck everything up. Yeah, you just got to put the sheep down. And you don't see that able to be put down when you're calling it you all day. You just don't. Yeah, you are bound concerning freedom that the only way you can be free is as that. Yeah, you have to be free as that idea of self. That's the real bondage. And all the pursuits, I mean, I've known people, they had their family outside and they were knocking on the door. They were watching 15 hours of non-dual videos, spent over $1 million. They didn't see it. Their kids, Mom, I don't have time for that. Yeah. Insane, insanity. That's how far it can go. Yeah. But you don't have to go anywhere to be available to what is. Yeah. Right now, all you need to see here, as Jesus says, you can't serve two masters. So let's say at the same time. So the interest and attention that we represent is our availability in a way. So if that interest and attention is available to selfing, it's a very jealous fucking God. It's not going to allow you to pay much attention to anything else. Yeah. But if that interest and attention or availability is to what is, there's going to be a traveling lighter. Yeah, there's going to be a relaxing, and I mean the deep knot, not the physical aches and pains, but relaxing of that urge to have to seek something all the fucking time. Yes? Yeah. And here you are in Marin City, sharing the message. Yeah. It would have been nice if there was like a palm tree grove and there was like orchids and everything and running water and, people coming with a non-alcoholic mimosa or something and have a little dinner engagement with a pineapple and shit and just listen to a talk. But no, you know where we started? In fucking Staten Island. Jesus Christ. Newark, New Jersey. Fucking East Village and up 3 staircases in Manhattan. Yeah. We were too late. All the others had gotten the islands and everything else. So here, yeah. The Saints come marching in. That's the only way this could be better. The Saints come marching in. There they are.
There they are.
Oh, I think I see Rupert Spear up there. Hey, Rupert. Adja.
We just went from R&B
They're practicing. And there's a few people waving their handkerchiefs. They're going to heaven. Wow. Or they're surrendering, finally. They're surrendering. Please, I don't want to be on another parade. I'm tired.
They're all going to the lake with the line.
That's right. But now, and they're gonna leave without an understanding.
Oh.
And there'll be a sheep, seemingly. It didn't come any other way but hearing about it. I mean, I sat a lot of times in a lot of places, 13 hours a day. This news never really broke on the shore because I was always busily looking for the other shore. Yeah, seriously. And in my case, it didn't come from complete exhaustion in that way. I just went to an invitation. I heard the message and it started stopping, so to speak. Yeah. It slowed up and then it came to a crawl and then it stopped. Yeah. And then I'd never looked for what I can't find ever again. It's just, it's impossible. Hey, can you get another chair, my friend? Oh, there's one over here. Great, I didn't see it. So yeah. Now he's a smart man. He's just coming to go have coffee. Yeah, that's good. That's the message. So Mike, anyone have a question there?
Does the DJ take requests?
What?
Does the DJ take requests?
No, they're gone now. It's fading out.
Can they play every week?
We'll have something else. That would be too easy. Remember we used to have the one on Wednesday? There was a Korean like Christian cult and they would go into speaking tongues next door. It was great.
Yeah.
It would be going off what's that in the background? I just, yeah. One of the best ones was we were at a coffee shop with a guy from an AA group years and years ago. He came and we're sitting there and we're trying to talk about, there is no inherent thing. That's the doer. And then on the radio was, is this my beautiful wife? Is this my house? The talking heads. It was so perfectly, it synced. It was incredible. He was missing it, but we weren't. We were like, wow, perfect DJ right there. Is this my house? Is this my beautiful wife? Yeah. All right, well.
And you got a hand.
Someone has a question here, Matt.
So, Paul, it's a little embarrassing for me to say some of this, but you talk about gurus, like, I feel like certain love when you talk towards you, like, is it bad to have a guru, like to call you a guru or I feel just that love.
No, it's good, bro. It's good. We're just pointing out what can happen with any feeling or any situation, yeah? So that you can just notice when the uninvited guest shows up and says it's the master of the house. That's all. You don't have to kick it out. You just have to see it, really. So if you're feeling something from satsang and everything, man, go for it. Yeah, that's the point. Yes, yeah. I mean, I'm a very lovable action figure too. Right? Very, extremely. I don't rub anyone in the wrong way, and I'm courteous.
But sometimes you talk about the guru and derogatory.
I try to do a lot of things, yeah. You're trying to get some kind of rub in a way. So if there's a piece of paper, maybe throw a 30 grit sand in there, a little, yeah. So, but I don't have any dog in the hunt, really. I feel devotion's beautiful. I mean, I love, for a couple years there when we went back east, because I knew a lot of kirtan players that inspirational music, they would want to play at the satsang. So we had them play before and after, 5 or 10 minutes, you'd go right into that bliss, and then I'd show up and say, here's the bad news. Yeah, so it worked. It was pretty nice. I said, yeah. And do I believe it's bad news? No, it's just joking in a way. Because it could be bad when you're getting, there's an identification building, because the sucker of selfing is to bind. So it's in identifying, yes? So people identify with teams and they flip out, they lose. People identify with a lot of stuff and they produce effects, like as if you're losing your house when the team's losing the game, yeah? It's just, and the mental state has that a very strong tendency. So whatever is being done seemingly through you, yeah, or being thought about, it wants to bond, yeah, bond, and it gets some mileage out of it, yeah, and it goes on and on and on like that. So this isn't about stopping anything, it's about noticing it. Because one quality it doesn't have, which is incredibly valuable that we are, is aware, yeah. We can be made aware of things that we weren't aware of before. Sometimes like a harder way, maybe you got to get your ass kicked or shit like that. Sometimes by hearing about it. So we have a great ability in a way that which was running something in the shadows, it can be brought to light. Yeah. And to me, that's all that's necessary, is to be brought to light. Yeah. Because if that which was playing the role of being the master and you being a tenant at the house, which was causing a lot of anxiety because the master owns it, he can kick you out. When you see the master as was never the master and a tenant, there's none of that drive occurs. Yeah, I'm not trying to vanquish something that's not there. Yeah. So where you thought there would be no peace unless something changed, it doesn't have to change and there's peace.
And the young lion would be deeply
Yes,
thankful to
for
the older
sure.
lions
Exactly. Exactly. And then,
that love the
yes, yes, exactly. I mean, I sat and have a deep appreciation for people taking whatever, the time to put this message out, because this is the way I came to it, by hearing from it, by hearing about it from someone else. Yes, and that someone else opened a curiosity, and then I ran into a couple of books. Yeah, and it's just like what happened with Buddhism. If I had an idea of Buddhism, and then you hear this message, and this idea illuminates Buddhism in a way your mental state wasn't illuminating the Buddhism. Yeah. It just illuminates it. It brings out a value you weren't seeing at all. You were totally thinking what was important and unimportant was way off. Yes? Yeah. So this is what happens. And it's like it's just a beautiful humility that you don't know in a way. But the light that we are can bring about knowing. Yes, easily. It's just if it's constantly being directed by the mental state, it's going to be self-knowledge that avails us nothing. So the knowing is going to be directed and claimed by the selfing, and it's not going to have a freeing quality. It just doesn't. Yeah. But knowledge of that activity of selfing has great value, because now you may not take it seriously. You cannot not take it seriously seemingly as it, but you can take it not seriously when you're not it. You can, yeah? And then when all that focus on the movements on the screen instead of the screen changes, and you start having a panoramic view instead of this myopic directed view where you just focus and laser into things and slights and resentments or anxieties, when that opens up, you don't open it up, now you have a panoramic view, and what you see in the panoramic view is the myopic view. You see it. Yeah, you're aware of it now. Yeah. And you have an understanding that if you rush to change it, that's it. See, the system rushes in to try to change the system. That's the system. So now you have the secondary understanding. When you get the whack, what's the reaction? Yeah. And what's the mental reaction? And now you see it where before you didn't see it. When the mental would react to it, it would have you as the one who was reacting to it. It already formulated you. Yeah? It's just sort of like when you're sitting here at a retreat and you haven't even hit the pillow, and the head has you as a meditator already. Yeah, so whatever is good, it has a security, because whatever goes about that week, it doesn't fucking matter to it. It's not a threat because it's got the meditator. Yeah? So mandalas, the meditator is getting very clear. No, you can be super clear and not be clear you're not the meditator. You can. You can be super clear of the particulars and not be clear that there isn't any one. You can. Yeah. Or just some people, they've been saying it in the news. Some people are brilliant about some things, but they're fucking stupid about other things. Yes. So their brilliance concerning one topic doesn't seem to play out on other topics. So this one is different in a way, because it isn't a you. That's it, really. It just isn't a you. So if it's saying it's really clear, you've heard it before. If it's saying it's very confused, you've heard it before. What is that that's hearing it isn't it, yeah? What you hear, you're not it, yeah? So the head talks to us as us. And so you start recognizing that. There's an awareness of that, and it can only grow because you're onto something. It's not a dead end, it's a panoramic highway. Yeah? And now you get relief from that bondage.
Saints are back.
That's right.
Yeah.
Here they come.
Yeah.
See, they went to the retreat, they realized that didn't work, now they're coming back. And they're gonna end up in the same parking lot they started. You can't believe the universal choreography. It's incredible, isn't it? Really?
So Paul, I also get the older lion gave the message to a younger lion. It wasn't given because he loved the younger lion. This was giving the truth to the younger lion.
Yes.
It went on.
Well, he's not even giving it to the younger lion, he's just giving the truth. It's for the truth is the truth, and then there's eyes and ears to see it or hear it. But the truth pretty much is, has deep roots, yes? So, yeah, I have faith in it. So, you know how many people have come and gone at satsangs here and everything? And I'm hoping a lot of them are traveling later. Yeah. And what a nice way to, yes, bro.
I was wondering if you could, speak to guilt.
All right, so a friend of ours here wants, let's speak about guilt. Obviously, guilt is rooted in being the doer, yes? Being the doer and the not doer, which is both about the doer. So you didn't do what you should have done, you did do what you should have done. So it gets you coming and going. So guilt is rooted in that identity as the doer. Just like we're in recovery, it says fear is an effect of self-reliance. Most people believe fear is a cause of a lot of shit. They very rarely get to the point where they see what's causing the fear, which is self-reliance or identification as self. Yeah. Same thing. Guilt comes from the identification as the doer. Yeah. And then it just rips on that because it will lead you to do something and then tell you shouldn't have. Yeah. So it jumps on you in so many fucking ways. And it's really just that obsession with self just to keep it going. Yeah. So I don't see freedom. There is freedom from guilt, but there isn't freedom from guilt as a doer. I just don't see it because, it's like when people think that their family of origin is causing everything. So then they get clear about the family of origin, and then the head just makes up the family of origin from Mars. It just makes up shit and keeps you engaged. Yes. Yeah. It says either way. Yes. You shouldn't have done it, or you should have done it. It doesn't matter.
So it keeps reaffirming the you.
Constantly.
Constantly.
That's its whole program or drive is to reaffirm that which isn't so. And to reaffirm something that's not so takes a lot of work. Yeah? If you have your eyes and you don't see anything there, to fall for the idea that there's something there, the thing has to be constantly put, yeah. But you've had those glimpses, all of us have seen there's nothing there. So, but it keeps putting stuff, yeah, yeah. But there's this pauses, like the guy who's pulling the self over hiccups or something, and there's a pause, there's no you, but then it just keeps putting it, yeah. It's an addiction. If you really want to look at addiction, I believe we take it. The mental state is addicted to the idea of being the doer, the thinker, the feeler, the taster, the toucher. And then that mental state's idea is pictured as a body, yeah? And we start in this addiction from taking ourselves to be the drug. So the drug is self, yeah? I'm this, I'm that. And then from there, we try to get whatever we can or lose whatever we can, but this never goes anywhere. So the bond is sort of like, I always share it where I did a copious amount of cocaine with a lot of love and devotion, and not once did I think I was cocaine, ever. Didn't matter how long, how much, there was a very, very clear line, cocaine and whatever I was. I believe in this addiction, we start at the cocaine point. And now we tried other things to get out of that addiction. and they don't work because the diagnosis is wrong. Yeah, we try to get out of doing cope, but we don't try to realize we're not in self. Yeah, so therefore the cope will be replaced with money or sex, something, shopping. Yes, because that force of that water is going to find a way in here. But if you look at it as self and lose interest in that, a lot of shit dries up. I swear. A lot of those impulses that have some oomph in them, they stop. They lose their blinking, you know? Yeah, because your interest and attention is going somewhere else. Actually, it's not going anywhere. It's here being available to what happens. It doesn't have, there's no direction to it. It's just awake or alert to what's happening. Yeah. So it's actually doesn't go anywhere. It's here. There's interest and attention here. Therefore, you have a much larger spectrum of experience and shit because you're never not here. Yeah. When you're sending attention, or when the head sends attention and interest to what's not happening, like last week or 5 years ago, that's a lot of huffing and puffing to make that seem real, yes? But here, you're just available to what's going on. Because why? You're present. And what does present and available mean? You're of service here. That's what happens. Yeah. You don't have to work, I want to be of service. You are. It's not a wanna, you are. Why? Because you're available. Why are you available? Because I'm present. Not I'm present, I'm present. Present is what I am, not Paul is present. Present is what we are. Yeah. So now the available and stuff. So you lose interest in reinforcing that story about being the doer. And then there's forgiveness, not from you. It's truly like the Course in Miracles says, it's atonement. There's a seeing that nothing ever really happened. Yeah. So basically, that atonement was readily available. There was no need to forgive. And the action figure has its scars. Yeah. When I go through customs, not anymore, but when I was younger, if I flew a long way and you're burnt out, man, I was thinking they have a picture of me in Interpol. I did. And my body wasn't feeling good. My mouth got dry. I wasn't thinking it was me though, thank God, because I had heard this understanding. And over the years, I had great examples because I traveled a lot that it diminished, yeah, over the years. But still, I joke about it, but that cop, I immediately checked if he had a gun. I did. I looked immediately, checked if he had immediately, like no second went by. I just, because if he has a gun, he's in a different level. There's more sirs and thank you and let me walk you to the bathroom, sir. All right. Hey, anyone else? Oh, we have another one.
Yeah, so what I hear you saying is there's presence and availability, and then there's all kinds of things that come in, but that's not what you are or what I am. So that's the distinction. There's presence, availability, and everything else is basically.
Well, everything else comes and goes.
Yeah, but there's reactions to that.
Yeah.
Whatever comes constantly.
It's almost as the sun is the interest and attention. And then there's flares where there's a topic and the interest and attention can go there, but it never leaves the connection with the sun. And you have that sense. So things happen and you're into it. Yes. But overall, there wasn't leaving. Yeah, so the interest and attention is available, and you have these experiences, which are incredible. I mean, you couldn't write this up if you, yeah. Really, a fucking parade in November. And a cop with
For
a
all of it, you know?
Yes. It's beautiful.
So, in the interest of seeing this thing called self, like, what's its agenda? Because I know it's self-preservation, but like, is there like a why? Like,
No, I don't. Even if there was, there would be another why, and then there would be an addiction of whys. Just stop. Present. Address the first why with why not, and then end the engagement. In Zen, they didn't come up out of the blue. They arrived at the idea of I don't know, as the highest form of mind in this activity here. Yes? I don't know. What happens, that's the idea of being available to what's actually happening instead of being available to a story of what you think's gonna happen. Yes? There's an availability to that, yeah, in the obsession with self, and then there's an availability to this when there's a relief from that obsession. So the availability underneath the mental claiming, you're not available much. Yeah, you meet most things with old ideas. So a new person shows up, you have an old idea that you lay on it. You don't, but that's what happens. So everything, this large, giant spectrum gets fitted just to fit into this myopic view. Yeah. So now it says you've lost interest in that, and here you are, available and present, hearing this, seeing this. Yeah. And then you get a vague feeling, but very, very powerful, which is, you're never not here. You never get gypped. Yeah? You're here completely. I mean, you're not believing you could be anywhere else anymore. All that's gone. The whole idea that you're out of a moment is fucking gone. Yeah. Therefore, the drive to get into the moment is gone. A lot of things negated each other, and you're here, just here. Yeah. Seat assignment. There you go. Anyone else? That's it here. I'm starting to get cooked again. Yeah. Anyone else there, Mike?
Yeah, David Brown.
All right, Dave.
I'll keep it short. Paul, thanks so much today for a very clear message. I don't know if I like the marching band or the chimes better. I think the marching band's good. It's a good addition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you. Go ahead.
Bitch slap people when the Saints come marching in. That would be pretty good. It would be like they'll be represented as lemmings jumping off the cliff. Yes. All right.
So it's funny. It's funny. My mother, she's in recovery, and like a lot of us, right? She's been in and out, in and out, and in and out, not of recovery, but of the experience of going to the lake, seeing the lion, and not getting the message. And I shared that lion story with her today in a way of trying to be helpful, right? And and then I came on here and you're talking about the lion, and I just can't see any other movement now in life, right? It's like I did the meditation for years. I had peak experiences for years, and they would always leave, and then I would be left thinking, where the hell did they go? I had a peak experience, and I guess I just want to tell you that you're a one-trick pony, you say, and I think you got the trick. It's all I see anymore is that movement, and I appreciate it.
That's great. Yes, great. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I won't waste your time. I just want to tell you thank you, Paul, from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, that's no waste of time, but thank you. Yes, that's great. Anyone else, Mike?
Yeah, thanks, David. Esther. Hi, Esther.
Esther. What a beautiful name, Esther.
Paul,
Esther?
yes, thank you. Can you hear me? Yeah. Thank you for the message, Paul. You're helping Alan and I tremendously. last night I couldn't sleep at 4 a.m. and what came through the mind was this is happening like it happened the last time, meaning I stopped doing certain protocols, and I thought that I would have to go back to them. And what the mind was able to say, this is an interpretation, it's not last Tuesday. And just that way of thinking, and then I went over some other aspects of how to help with Alan, but what's nice is that there's now like to see that it's an interpretation, to see that it's in the interpretation is an appearance, that it's last Tuesday, to see that there is the one that's going through this not sleeping came after the thinking of that this is a problem, and the sense of a problem is coming for a one that isn't there. And the idea that there's a sense of a problem is now a trigger to go take the next step, which is everything is happening perfectly, like that there's a lightheartedness. But last night it didn't go further than it's not last Tuesday, but you know, the message is starting to land for both of us in such a way, and this particular session with you is going to help both of us a lot. We're going to listen to it over and over again because it hit a lot of points. Like I did something with documentation that was on my mind for a long time, and it wasn't good enough. There was more, and it was that seeing that the thinking that if this is taken care of, I'll be all right kind of thinking, we see that as movement and a false premise.
Yes. Yeah.
And, and that it'll go on for infinitum. There's never satisfaction for that type of, that you already are what you already are what you're looking for, and no activity.
In that head, the head has it that it has to stop for that real peace to be available. It's always strutting around with false relevance. So no, you can be at peace while it's crazy. You can. Yeah, you can cohabitate the space when it's anxious and going off. Yeah. You're the under, not the surface. Now, the surface has very little effect on the bottom. The bottom has a huge effect on the surface. Yeah, there you go. It's just that simple. But thank you.
And the idea that what you're saying about like the anxiety could be experienced, but there's a noticing of it, and is that affected, that noticing, and that message is allowing for the anxiety to be experienced in the body, so to speak, but the noticing is now given more attention than the bodily, you know, the reaction to the interpretations that's doing the chemistry in the body and all that. So that's part of what's helping also.
Yeah, that's great. So yeah, if feelings aren't facts, so a lot of times feelings that seem to occur in the body are based on past impressions, and they get reverberated by a present misreading of a situation, and there you go. Yeah, so thank you for that report. Yes, this works. I know. I've watched it for a long time. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Say hello to Alan, Esther. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I
Esther.
think we're gonna go.
Hey, you got Lisa's hand up.
Who?
Hey, but
Lisa.
Lisa,
Oh,
yeah, I know you
Lisa,
want to
all
go
right.
drink.
Yeah.
I know you want to go drink coffee. I won't keep you, sweetheart. I just want you to know it keeps getting better. You know, yeah, it's not you, but whatever happened in Italy, it keeps happening. And I'm traveling so light these days, I almost don't have my feet on the ground. I don't even think I got feet anymore. Yahoo!
That's great, honey.
Thank you.
Yes. That would have saved you from this
It is
parade.
great. It is great.
Recognition of that. You don't have no feet. There's no.
You know, that's right. In the past,
Yes.
hearing that parade in the background would have been annoying. And I was like, this is great. What the heck? The Saints come marching in. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Funny
it's
thing
terrific.
is, you're already in. The Saints marching in would be redundant. Yeah. So you're parade, and not before parade.
Yes, that's right. That's right. I love you.
Hallelujah banners. Yeah. Yeah, it's great, Lisa. I'm
Give
really
Amelia
happy.
a big, yeah, give Amelia a big hug and a kiss for me. And the gratitude is overwhelmingly wonderful. Big
Well,
thanks.
yeah, you can sense it. That's wonderful, Lisa. Yes.
Yeah.
There's almost nothing more better than seeing someone else relax.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
really relax. It's
That's it,
beautiful.
man.
I've been watching people's faces on Zoom and their physical features change and stuff. I really dig it. And those are the ones, that's where they're very, very large spaces of relief that we don't notice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you feel living it. It produces a lighter living it. And it's not necessary to know. When you're being it, the necessariness to know it is limited quite a lot. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no interest in anything but just like, yeah, hanging out, enjoying the sunshine, walking in the woods, whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know. Yes. I changed oil yesterday in the car. Yeah.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the only place I could be at the moment.
Right.
It was cool.
Exactly.
All right. Well,
Exactly.
yeah. All right, honey. It's not
Yeah,
the
go
coffee.
drink coffee. Oh,
Forgot to bring
the sun.
hat. Yeah.
All right. Take care.
Do you want to take
Yes.
Esteban's hand?
Hey?
Do you want to take Esteban's hand?
Not
Yes.
really.
All right. One more.
Not really, but I'm here. I am. Thank you, Paul. Just my experience. You start believing in less things as you move into traveling lighter.
Try to speak a little louder. We got the music fighting against it.
Mike's, do you hear me now? Do you hear me?
Yes, that's good.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just want to share that I believe in less and less things as I travel lighter.
Yes.
You're believing diminishing in the things you believed before, you don't believe anymore, right?
Yes. Well, they're not necessary. They were being used for other things, maybe to defend yourself or something. They become unnecessary after a while. I mean, the greatest invulnerability is vulnerability. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Esteban.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Yes. Mike, thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, can you do another hour, please?
We're going to go to coffee. We'll have an hour there. Yeah. Hey, listen, let me say goodbye. Mike, thank you again so much. I'm going to try to see you guys. Let me move it here. Oh, pass the basket, Chris. Don't let anyone leave without paying. All right, we got Kathy and Bill, nice to see you guys. Coming in the shade so I can see. Johannes, hey, nice to see you, bro. We got Stuart from Oz. We got John from Oz, Italy. Yeah, nice to see you, John. You're looking good. We got Walter, brother from another mother. We got William Stamps. We got Suzanne M. Nice to see you, Suzanne. Esteban, thank you, yeah. Michael Sherman.
Thank you.
We got Mia. Yeah, Mia, I read the thing. I'll call you later.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. No problem. Good to see you, honey. Did you get your hair cut? You did?
At some point, yeah. Thanks.
All right. We got Lisa J. Nice to see you, Lisa. Yeah. Tommy, Esther. Say hello to Alan for us, Esther, too. Tariq from, we got Leah. Leah has graced us with her presence. That's very nice. Good to see you. We got Roman, Vlad. Thank you, you guys. I got, yeah. Italy left a nice impression on all of us, I think. How little, yeah. We got Chris. Oh, they got the music now. May have to start dancing. Dono, nice to see you, Don. We got Nina, as always. Very good to see her. Roman, again. Oh, we got Donna D, my prior hair cutter. Nice to see you. My hair. Oh, Angie has reappeared. Nice to see you, Angie. Yeah. Give us a smile, eh? Yeah, you go. There you go. Very nice. We got Rich H. We got Jack G. We got Steve Cole in San Diego. Miranda, Amy, Mandy. Oh, beautiful. Mandy 2. Alan O. Let me see. Anyone else? We got. Let me see. I think that's it. If I missed you, I apologize. Thanks, everyone. Mike, thank you again.
Thank you. Pass my thanks on to the band.
Thanks,
DJ.
Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you. Wow.
And thank you, Chris. You're here, huh? You're here somewhere. All right.
Recording, Mike.
Ah, perfect. Thank you.